The second episode of Men in Kilts has dropped, and wow, what an episode. Now, I was a bit worried because I knew it was going to be all about sport, and I'm not a big sports fan, but it still won me over. I was a little bit concerned though, like I said, because of the sport aspect, that I would be more interested in Sam and Graham and their dynamic, and not so much interested in the actual content that was being brought to you through the episode. But I was so wrong. I now have a bit more of an understanding for rugby, and that's something I never thought would happen. But even if you're not into sport, you're going to love this episode. The episode starts off and you do get the Sam and Graham banter, which that is a key for me for this show. I love seeing the two guys interact and their wittiness, even though it does seem scripted at some points. It's a good giggle, and I look forward to that every episode. It jumps straight in and shows you the clips from Dougal and Jamie playing, what was the game called? The words escape my mind, but it shows you that playing in Outlander. I hope every episode they do throw in a few clips to Outlander. It interacts, it brings it all together. You get a more understanding of how the two gentlemen know each other, how they've worked together previously. So that I really love that aspect. So it shows you clips from Outlander and the sport aspect of the show. Straight off the bat, it turns into a competition between Sam and Graham. Whoever is the loser skinny dips into the ocean, basically. Now, if you've seen trailers or spoilers, it's pretty obvious who the loser ends up being, with a very much loved clip on the internet of Sam running towards the ocean butt naked. The first sport that they go and learn about is the picking up of the rocks and placing them onto the stones. Now, the rock, I say rock, but I mean like boulder. These are heavy. I believe it was 100 kilos, this rock, and it was just astronomical. How they can pick up things like that is just beyond me. But sport is sport, and congratulations to anyone who has ever achieved this. But unfortunately, Graham did not pick it up, and the point for this round was given to Sam.
I've moved it.
He's moving it.
I've moved it. Come on, Graham. No.
Not today.
Yeah. Whoa! Yeah. That is impressive.
I learned something new in this episode. Again, what I was talking about in the first episode, which if you haven't seen, I will link above here. Golf. I learned something new about golf, that it was originated in Scotland. I did not know this. Again, I say, not a sporty person unless it is speedway or racing cars, but golf. Who knew? During this section, the boys hit off, and it was basically who could hit the longest. Graham again won this one, and just, you could see the devastation on Sam's face. Again, I scripted whatever, but the banter that they have, I just love it.
So, whoever hits the ball the furthest gets a point.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Now that's going to be close.
I couldn't even see where it went.
It's straight down the middle. It's on the same line as Sam's. It's going to be close.
Now, the Highland Games is something pretty well known, and most people either want to see it or have seen it. If you are a Scotland fan in general, you generally have an understanding of the Highland Games. If you don't, it does give you a brief history in this episode of the Highland Games and the significance of them from the past and to now. So Sam and Graham go and meet the Vice President of the Highland Games Committee, and they take them to the arena that it's set in. Then they have the next competition. The throw is just, it looks wild. There was a gentleman who came out to demonstrate to the guys how to do it, and man, was he a big boy. He towered over Sam and Graham and made them look like little kids. Anyway, getting back to it, they both competed against each other, and Graham again won the round.
Our next stop is Braemar, the home of the Highland Games, where men and women from around the world come to demonstrate their strength and agility.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Pleasure.
Absolutely.
How's this handshake?
Yeah,
It's good.
I
it's
warned you.
good, yeah.
I warned you.
If you follow Sam Heughan on any social media, you know the man is a very big fan of rugby. We do have a version of rugby here in Australia now. I'm not sure if they are of similar nature. Again, I say not a sports person, so please don't come at me in the comments. But we know that he's a big sports fan and we know that he loves rugby. So I believe this was always going to be a part of the show on just, look, he loves it. Why can't he go and enjoy it and take advantage of his show going and promoting something that he loves?
Is he breathing hard?
As I said earlier, unfortunately, Sam did lose the competition that the gentlemen had together, so we then get to see Sam running towards the ocean butt naked with Graham sitting in his van having a good old laugh, which I think is just, that's gold. That's absolute gold. It is how I figured it would end, because poor Graham shouldn't have to run towards the ocean freezing water. Now, I'm shocked that the clip of Sam running towards the ocean has not broken the internet yet. We know that he has a lot of fans, and I bet you that video's had a lot of views.
Possibly one of the sweetest moments of my life. Oh dear. That's it. Full immersion. Keep going.
All in all, I did really enjoy this episode, and I'm sure you will too. So episode 1 is still my favourite so far, only because of the sports aspect. Like I said, that is more personal preference. I enjoyed the cooking aspect of the show more than I have enjoyed the sport aspect of this episode. But who knows? That's totally up to personal preference, I believe. The show itself, you still learnt something. Well, I personally still learnt something new about each sport, about a little bit about the history of Scotland. You know, you do get a little bit from each episode. Now, next week's episode is all about music, and this is something I've been very much looking forward to. I cannot wait to see the Scottish bagpipes and the drums, so I'm very much looking forward to episode 3. This season has definitely sucked me in. I am forever keen. As soon as I can get to view it, I'm glued day or night, no matter what time it is.
Where are we off to now?
A celebration of music?
Music is so embedded in the culture.
Ah, that is sharp. Good luck with that, mate.
Right.
I really just want to say thank you to everyone who has jumped on board and subscribed to our channel. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below. I will have next week's episode recap as soon as it comes out. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you all next week for episode 3 of Men in Kilts. Bye!